some changes have been perceptible to me inside of me, like I feel like we do a lot of things with what we have seen and known from others, or as shown and explained, described by others. We take a lot of all of that as guidance as we go around in life, making small choices, big choices, sometimes not even realizing the choices we are making. But there is an autopilot guidance system that keeps going, that comes a lot from what has been observed in the external. And I don't think that is an effective way of navigating your life and making choices, because that's not authentic to you. It's been passed on by other people, and it may or may not be suited to your soul's path and to how you do what you're here to do. And such realization also, of course, is part of this journey. So I guess the switch happens when this realization happens, this awakening happens, that wait, I have to be in my truth. I have to do what is right by me, and there is really no other way of knowing other than how something feels. There's actually no other way of knowing. Because I almost feel like maybe there is no real absolute truth. It's just that we are all kind of moving in the same journey, but in different boats and in different streams of the same water, almost. We are all here to do different ways of truth, different beliefs and different realities being created. That's our diversity. But we tend to get very influenced by each other, which on its own is not a bad thing, but if it veers you away from your authentic, heartfelt kind of path, then you're kind of diluting, your journey and making it longer, making it, I don't know, just misguided. So what are the things I've been doing all my life that I didn't want to do? Because those are the reasons why my anger is there. That's my anger. All my life having done things that I didn't want to do, or where my anger has come from. So I was going over that, and it must be a lot of things, but I think they're kind of absorbed in my belief, as if like, it's okay, it was not that bad, or whatever, that way. I have made inauthentic things kind of pseudo-authentic. Perhaps that's what Mars and Scorpio can also do, making things yours when they're not really yours. Practices and beliefs and wants and choices which are not really your stuff, but you trust them because you don't trust yourself. I don't want to lose sight of my excitement and my passion and my play and my fun. It's not worth it. See, it's the chariot. No matter what you do, your direction has to be towards, self-expression, actualization of why you're here. Otherwise, there's no chariot. It's all a shambles. It's all a mess. So I guess sometimes we feel like we don't see the chariot anymore. We forget we are creator, and we let the horses kind of take us. And as long as you're knowing that I am the charioteer, but I'm going to let the horses take me right now, that's different. That's different. But when you forget that you're the charioteer and there is a chariot, oh my God, you're at the mercy of your horses. Sometimes they'll go this way, sometimes they'll go that way, and you'll be like, what's happening? Yeah, so whenever, the black horse is not being imposing, ride the fuck out of the white horse. So focus is of the essence. Using energy, using anger, using fear, using doubt, all of those energies, spotting them, and then immediately relocating your ass, your root chakra. Because here's the thing, your root chakra is being kind of rattled, and all these old emotions are coming up. They are old when you kind of almost feel like, I don't know where they're coming from. Why are these things happening right now? So usually I think these are the ones that are deepest in your memory, which means that you've entered your deepest healing phases, right? Your deepest shadows. And two, they are hard to explain. And so mostly maybe they come from very deep childhood, past lives, ancestral traumas, because they're in their root chakra, 4th house area. So that's deep past. So it's all cycles and patterns and unconscious leanings towards certain, behaviors or choices or God knows, something like that. I think as these things are happening, as this root chakra is so active right now, right, and it's being kind of pummeled and healed and balanced at the same time with these emotions coming up from time to time. I think the really big chunks of one or the other big emotion come out at one time. So I think fear was going on a little while ago. Now in September, in October, maybe it's anger. Emotions card actually is really haunting me. I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's like things are really, moving here. You could say they are being evoked out of her, they are being triggered out of her, they are being pushed out of here. There's these emotions that are flowing all over her, and she's standing in this really sort of quantum-like space, that black space of possibility, of shadow, of negative, of divine feminine, of space, of Bhuvaneshwari, of Rahu, of North Node, call it what you want, but she's standing in that dark space where everything is possible. And she's standing there as these emotions are moving. Look at how she is glowing in the center. So this is what I've been saying about everything that I say, and I'm not even fully trusting, maybe because I've just received it. It is then corroborated with other things that happen in quick succession after that. Anyway, so this is another one of those things. This is about sovereign watchfulness of frequencies. And that's what came out in the Yogic Path card of Samadhi, right? There is this sovereign watchfulness, meaning you are in the midst of it, you are the one that is surrounding it, you are the bigger piece, you are the tiny piece in the center, all of it is you, but you are absolutely detached at the same time. So you are the space within which it is happening, meaning you are fully perceiving it, feeling it, knowing it, seeing it, almost rattled by it, because the physical body is it's like being in a cleansing. The physical body is like thing that thing on the washing board, right? That pounding, right? So you feel it in a very personal way, but you got to remember that you are the stuff that's around it, you are the stuff that's in the middle, you are all of it, and you are detached from it. So that is what sovereign watchfulness means. Sovereign knowingness, sovereign presence, sovereign awareness. And sovereign means that you are empowered. It means that you have free will, you have choice of what? Beginning with self-perspective. Who am I? Right? Do I feel resonance with this? No, then this is not me anymore. Maybe I was this. I was this at some point, because it is here. It means I have manifested this. I have created this, right? Do I feel resonance with it? No. This means that I no longer power this. I no longer choose this. It has been here. It is absolutely perfect as it is. It's just not what I want anymore. And that is all that I need to know. That is the information I need from my presence as sovereign awareness, knowing all these frequencies that are buzzing around me. So this is a very similar card. That glow in the middle has to do with you knowing that you're simply feeling, perceiving all the stuff that's moving around here. Even if it feels personal, it's just moving around. And you are indebted to nothing. You're chained to nothing. You need to be loyal to nothing. Your main nature is dynamism. Is that the word? The noun? You're dynamic. You are here to, your very purpose is to evolve. You embrace the tower. Of course, there are parts of this which are connected to being secure, stable, grounded in a physical way, not just in an awareness way, but in a physical way, right? That has to do with the second house, feeling things, sensations, and wanting good ones, wanting good sensations, right? That has to do with stability, security, groundedness. So that's a different, I think, solid sense of stability, an earthbound stability. But in general, your main stability comes from sovereign awareness, which I think leads to this physical security, home, well-being, sovereign awareness. And sovereign awareness needs to be its own definition, needs to be self-defined in the midst of compulsion, you understand? Because the very nature of shadow, darkness, unseenness, that which is no longer you, or that which has been, banished and abandoned, parts of you that are holding your manifesting capacity within them. These parts are their nature is intensity. That's Pluto. Their very nature is intensity, compulsion, forcing you, pushing you, things like that. Your job is to see where is it pushing me, because compulsion on its own, it's not bad. Compulsion can come up as inspiring, motivating, propelling, filling you up with courage in the face of fear, filling you up with determination in the face of maybe obstacles. So compulsion on its own is not a bad thing. It's conviction. It's one kind of power, right? But at the same time, you want to see, what is this power asking me to do? Is this mine? Is this taking me higher? Does my want align with this? Like my higher desire. I mean, of course, I could have smaller desires, but is it asking me to rise higher? Is it asking me to expand and explore and be more of myself? Is it asking me to, take more space? Sun and Pluto are a big theme right now, I think. Sun and Pluto are a big theme. What with the new moon eclipse coming up in Scorpio, and to Sun now beginning to square Pluto in Capricorn. This is the dance of light and shadow. Emotions are the dance of light and shadow. And what is the shadow that light is trying to see? Is the shadow of self-belief. Okay, very interesting. Here is the shadow and the compulsions in the emotions and the perception of day-to-day experience of any kind. Okay, and this is your sovereign awareness. Your sovereign awareness, and there was something that it said here, self-belief, yes. So this is where, in the midst of all of the stuff that's been, unlocked from very deep places in your body, which is kind of root chakra, which is really why you came here, to unlock those pieces, okay, and reclaim your power. So emotions are revealing the belief behind them, right? Emotions and experience connected to these emotions are leading to your awakening out of old beliefs about yourself. So it is all about self-belief. Who am I telling myself I am? And I am has to do with that first house of Aries, where you embody your desire. That's the Three of Wands. That's the Sun in exaltation. That's the Sun in exaltation. That's where the Sun knows who he is and what he's here to do. And that is connected to what he's going to choose and what he's going to make true. He's going to make true, not what is already here, taking that and playing with it forever. That's a pattern. That's limitation. In the face of compelling emotions, whose very nature, the shadow's very nature is its density, which is felt as intensity and compulsion, but it also holds pieces of you that are wanting to be free, right? So not all shadow compulsions, I think, are to be, transcended. Some of them have to be honored. The things that are asking you to get bigger and freer, right? And say no to training, say no to programming, education, other people's expectations of you, the old trained mind's version of how your life should be, how you should talk, how you shouldn't talk. I was thinking about how my expression is so designed by others. I mean, in the sense, the things that I don't say, or the things that I try to kind of doctor and say in a proper, presentable, quote unquote, way, those things are coming from my training of, what is, I don't know, right, appropriate, nice, I don't care, whatever it is. Sometimes it kind of murders the real thing that wants to come out. And I think this is what reminded me to ask myself, all this anger that's coming out, think about all the stuff you've done your whole life that you did not want to do. Or think about all the stuff your whole life that you wanted to say in a certain way, think about in a certain way, and speak in a certain way that you didn't. Because it was not proper. It was not, standard, normal, good, the prison of goodness. Good. I don't want to be good. I don't want to be good. There is nothing called good. That's just a doctrine. I just want to be true. There's no other way to be except being true, honest, authentic, and being objective about that. It's not that you're better or worse than anyone else. It's just you are you. And others can see that as better than them, worse than them, same as them. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The other does not exist in any other way than in which you're vibrating, than your own frequency, your self perspective, how you're looking at you, how you're thinking about you, assuming things about you at a deep level, is what is showing what others are. That's the light with which you see others, right? That's the filter you're using on the other, and that's what the other will kind of reveal to you. The mirror will show you what's standing in front of the mirror. But you got to remember that in all of this, you are the one that's standing in front of the mirror, but you're also the fucking mirror. You are the screen in which everything is showing up. Experience is showing up, desire is showing up, contrast is showing up, beliefs are showing up, emotions are showing up. So you're both those things. You're the one that is embodied with desire, but you're also the one that is choosing. Through the awareness of such contrast and desire, you are knowing which way to go. Because dissonance and resonance is all there is. Frequency is all there is. Feelings are all there is. And from there, then you use other tools available to you, mind and judgment, and by judgment I mean discernment. I'm not talking about blame or guilt. I'm talking about discernment and decision making and things like that, choosing between one and the other. The very nature of resonance is that it's dynamic, because it comes from your feeling awareness and not from your thought awareness, which also can be dynamic actually, but we do get fixed in those things. We get fixed with how we think about things, right? But feelings actually have a nature of evolving, because it's aligned to the stream, to change, to flow, to evolution, to upgrading, to shifting, to expansion of awareness, to expansion of experience. This is why I think to commit to something or to a person or to a relationship, that it's kind of counterintuitive to me in a certain way. I was such a big advocate for marriage, and maybe at some level I kind of still see the beauty in it, but I do also feel like it's kind of hard to sustain such a thing. Because you're basically saying, I'm going to feel this way about you forever, and I don't know whether that can be true. I don't know whether that can be true, or whether that should be even true. I don't know. If it's naturally, organically happening, it's great. But when we make a commitment, we kind of force ourselves to not feel some other kind of way. We kind of, say no to evolution and to our own expansion and growth and awareness and actualization, which is the primary reason we are here, to actualize what's happening on the inside, to manifest that on the outside. We keep doing that. So if you have manifested in a big way on the inside, but you refuse to externalize that, then that becomes kind of like an uncomfortable fire. Because, you're locking up something that's meant to be, expressed, put out there. That should matter. See, that's the thing. When your fire, your desire, your intentions on the inside, your awareness of what you're really, looking for, if you suppress that, you're kind of locking up something that needs to go out there. It's the reason you came here. The wants and desires you're feeling, your authentic ones, those are the reasons you came here. Those are your reasons for being here. They at least lead you towards that. So in the very compulsion of shadow and intense emotions, you're going to remain sovereign, empowered, aware that I am feeling compelling emotions right now. And my very choice here, the very choice I need to make from all this sovereignty, my very choice is, what do I decide as true? What am I going to believe? What belief am I going to power? Because that needs to be up to me. Otherwise, I'm still in the shadow. Otherwise, I'm still disempowered. So this transmutation, where you stand in the midst of this insane amount of emotion, whether it is anger or fear or self-doubt, confusion, two-headedness, whichever way it is, right? Because the moon can make you very two-headed, because she's showing you duality, these emotions and those emotions, but clarity is in there. So you have to choose in the absence of mental clarity through emotions. This is how trust is being healed. That's why Neptune is here. This is how trust is being healed. This is how transformation is happening of these oldest, deepest shadows, where you could not choose because you were stuck in that mental rabbit hole from where choice cannot be made, because that's not authentic to you. Those are patterns you are carrying to alchemize. That's not your decision-making place. right? The third house is not your decision-making place. It's where you take authority back from something that has held it over your life. It's also the place that kind of atrophied your choice muscle, your decision-making muscle, your emperor nature. It kind of took away your crown, literally, from both the Capricorn place and the Leo place. So now that is coming back and you're wearing your crown again. And it is the most beautiful thing. It's the most beautiful thing for you to take back your crown. It's the most beautiful thing. It's to be honored, not feared. Because one has feared that. One has feared taking this power back. Because one has given into some of the other compulsion. Like I said, not all compulsions are bad. Because when you deny compulsion, it becomes an addiction. Okay? Then it's always got a pull on you. That's also Scorpio. If you keep denying your desire, then it will continue to have a pull on you. Embrace your desire. Choose from a sovereign space whether you're going to go ahead with it or not. Don't just say no to it because other people are not doing it, because you're afraid to do it. There is a sense of you waking up to the quantum of possibility, to your nature as creator, to your nature as the God of your own universe, and that the whole universe is wanting to co-create with you, wanting to partner with you. It is available and its possibility is limitless, right? 5D chakras coming online. You're getting access to those visions. You're getting access to details in that vision. You're seeing those things. They are not just coming out of nowhere. Think about that. They're coming from somewhere. Like when you have bad thoughts, you think, right? Oh, they're coming from a really bad place. What about the visions details? How are you getting those things? They're coming from an awesome place. So they have some kind of a source, right? That source is basically, I think at a basic level, basically. It is, I think, just frequency. So what does that mean? It's a dimensional place, right? So negative, dark, black thoughts are coming from over there, okay? Lower places where there's, the sun doesn't shine as much. And they're coming up because they're coming up to the sun. You are the sun. That's why they're coming up to you. And then there are this is almost like, I feel like here right now, I'm feeling like the great central sun kind of a thing, I'm feeling. So this is where the higher inspiring details of your vision that you're getting, they are coming from a higher dimension. Simple. Because your chakras are activating. Like literally, I think this one also talks about it and this one also talks about it. That your higher possibility places, your DNA, call it this, that, I don't know what they're called, right? Or your higher chakras or the DNA, or maybe they are connected, the 5 other chakras of the subtle bodies and the DNA that is kind of has been sleeping, all of them are activating here. This is exactly that, both of these messages. So as they are activating, you are getting visions of what else is possible. And all of it is possible. This is an eclipse. This looks like an eclipse, doesn't it? The moon on its own is also on the side there, but here it looks like an eclipse. This is a solar eclipse. There is so much water, see? The whole concept of emotions and then the water here, looking in the water. This is so amazing, this message. Then we have compassion. Compassion for the angry girl. The angry girl is how, whether you know it or not, you've identified. Because people called you that. She's very angry. She's very angry. There was a reason why you were angry. People were pushing you into a corner. As a child, it wasn't up to you. It wasn't up to you. But people were always telling you what is what. People were always telling you to not feel how you felt, or at least you felt that way, that you couldn't feel how you were feeling. That everything about you was kind of misfit and you had to put it back into standard whatever. And it just made anger happen. So that is the angry person that you've been identified as. Have compassion for her. See her beauty. See her value. See her value. Without her, you would have zero courage. Anger is the part of you that reminds you that you can do something in a completely unmined way. Okay? And then we have compatibility, vibrations, different frequencies. So you've attracted certain things from a certain frequency. I guess it's talking about relationships mostly. And as your frequency is rising and your self-worth is rising and your self-acceptance and self-compassion, self-love is rising, self-worth is rising, you're about to attract a whole other kind of life, a whole other kind of people. Like that. And now I know that I deserve better. Because now I can see myself. I can see that I'm awesome. And I deserve good things. This is the time to really think about what honors you, what you really want to experience. Sun conjunct Venus, what do you really want to experience? What do you really love? There is an understanding here in an emotional, intuitive way of what is claiming to have power but does not. That is this. You are recognizing all these compelling emotions, but also remembering to choose who you are, what you're going to believe and make true. Because you're not here to just keep going with what has been happening. You're here to ascend and create the next level. That's your job, and you do that by choosing your truth. Like I said, not all compelling emotions are to be ignored. Some of them are wanting to set you free, take you higher, expand you, and make you take your power back.